Hello friends, good afternoon. Arun, good afternoon. Subham, hello. Vaishnavi, Shakshi, online. Athar, Deepa, Vandana, Ramtek, good afternoon to all, good afternoon. So this session is about the transient analysis, and in this session we discuss the first order system. Yes, Mahesh, Subham, good afternoon. Anup, Payal, Sriraj, good afternoon. Okay, I am starting the session, and this session is about the first order system, and it is the part of the transient analysis. Yes, Lithika, Lasya, Mazhar, Meher Prasad, Sonakshi. Okay, so in this session we will discuss what is the first order system, or first order circuit. You can say it is a first order circuit or first order system, first order circuit or first order system. So if the input output relation of a system is described by the first order system, if the input output relation of a system is described by the first order system, if it is a system and it is the input, it is input and it is output, it may be current or voltage, it may be current or voltage, means if you applying the voltage, it is the current, it is the current. So if the input output relation of a system, yes, good afternoon, Jyotsna, Gorita. So if input output relation, input output relation of a system, if input output relationship of a system is is described by first order differential equation, if it is described by, yes Arun, you are correct Arun, there is a plus sign, Arun, there is a plus sign, I have checked with the book, there is no negative sign. Yes Arun, you are correct. If the input output relationship of a system is described by the first order differential equation, it is called first order system, it is called first order system. Thank you Arun, it is called first order system, first order system or circuit. That means if it is the xt and if it is yt. So if the differential equation is like this, if the differential equation of a system is like this, between the input and output, if differential equation is like this, dy over dt plus some constant times yt is equal to some constant times input xt, or maybe k1 k2, it is the k1, it is the k2, they are the constant term. So if the differential equation of a system is like this, first order differential equation, it is a first order system, it is a first order system. So first order system, example of first order system is, first order example is the RL circuit and RC circuit, RL circuit and the RC circuit. RL circuit and RC circuit is the example of the first order system. These are the first order circuit. Yes, good afternoon to all. So it is the RL circuit and RC circuit. These circuits are called first order circuit. First order circuit. So in the first order circuit, the differential equation is the first order or number of energy storing element is the one. Arun is saying it is the first slide. It is the first slide if input-output relation. If input-output relation of a system is described by first order differential equation, it is called first order system. And you know, order of a system can be described by many ways. Order of a system or order of a circuit is the number of energy storing element, order of the differential equation. So system order can be defined. System order, you can take the system order as number of energy storing element, number of energy storing element, order of the differential equation, order of the differential equation, or if transfer function is given number of poles will give you the order of the system, or if characteristic equation is given, degree of the characteristic equation. Degree of characteristic equation give the order. Degree of characteristic equation give you the order. So you can calculate the order, but in the transient system, differential equation is the main method. Otherwise, number of energy storing element give you the idea of the order. Number of the order of the differential equation between the input and output. How many number of poles if transfer function is given. If characteristic equation given, what is the degree of the characteristic equation, and many more ways to calculate the order. But in the electrical or in the network, we use the number of energy storing element or the order of the differential equation. So first order circuits are the RL circuit and RC circuit. So in this session we mainly discuss about the transient, means at the time of switching, what is the behavior of the RL circuit, what is the behavior of the RC circuit, how current and voltage change at the time of switching, either it is a switching on or switching off. So first we will discuss the basics of the inductor, basics of the capacitor. So the flow of this lecture is, first we will discuss about the basics of inductor. What is the initial condition of the inductor, what is the final condition, what is the property of the inductor, and then we will discuss about the basics of capacitor. And how we can calculate the initial condition, what is the initial condition and how we can calculate the final condition. Final condition is also called steady state value. If we want to calculate the steady state value, how we can calculate, and what is the initial state. Initial condition is also called initial or starting condition. So this session is very, very interesting. I am starting the session. So it is the first order system. First order systems are of two type system, RL circuit, RC circuit. Whether it is a series or parallel, it does not matter. It may be RL circuit, it may be RC circuit, first order system. First order system may be the RL circuit or RC circuit. So first one we will discuss about the basics of the inductor. And basics of the inductor, voltage across inductor we know L di by dt. According to Faraday's law, voltage across inductor is L di by dt. So voltage across inductor, yes, good afternoon to all, good afternoon. So voltage across inductor you know very well, L dit by dt. L suffix stands for the inductor value. Otherwise this L suffix have no meaning. L means this is the current of the inductor, this is the voltage. So we have taken the convention, if current flows through the inductor, it is the plus sign, it is the minus sign. So what is the relation between voltage and current? VLT is equal to L dit by dt. And there is a difference between the charging and discharging. So it is the state of the charging of the inductor. It is the state of the discharging of the inductor. It is the charging and it is the discharging. How we can say it is a charging state? If current is flowing inside the plus terminal. If current is flowing inside the plus terminal, it is the charging case. And if current is coming out from the plus terminal, it is a discharging case. So if current is flowing into the plus polarity of the inductor, it is the charging of the inductor. That means it is consuming the power. It is consuming the power and storing. Yes, yes, Arun is saying previous slide for the screenshot. You can take the, yes, you can take the screenshot, Arun. Arun, you can take the screenshot. Yes, yes, Sivan say it is important. How does the polarity matter with charging and discharging? Yes, yes. So from charging and discharging, you can conclude inductor cannot change its current instantaneously. From charging and discharging case, it is always true. Sivan say you must know if it is a black box. If it is a black box and it is a plus, it is minus, and it is the I, you guaranteed K say it is consuming the power. This black box, whether it is a inductor, capacitor, voltage source, current source, if current is flowing to the plus polarity, if current is flowing into the plus polarity, that means it is the charging case or it is consuming the power. Always it is consuming the power or it is storing the energy. And if the current flows, if the current flows away from the plus polarity, if the current flow away from the plus polarity, that means it is a discharging. That means it is giving the power. It is giving the power, or you can say it is a discharging case. It is a discharging. Either it may be current source, it may be voltage source, it may be inductor, it may be capacitor. It is the discharging case and it is always a charging case. Charging case. Only in the resistance. In the resistance, it is not storing the energy, it is wasting. If it is the resistance, that is why resistance polarity can always be like this. Resistance polarity can never be opposite because resistance always consume the power. Resistance always consume the power. That is why current always flow from inside to the plus polarity. Yes, yes, yes. Or you can say a power consumed is the negative. If power consumed is negative, that means it is giving the power. Yes, yes. In this case, power is positive, that means it is consuming the power. In this case, power is negative, that means it is giving the power. And it is very easy topic, you understand. So you can conclude in the case of inductor, you can conclude in the charging and discharging. What is the difference? Current direction is same. Current direction is same, only the polarity change. Only the polarity change. So inductor can change its polarity instantaneously, but inductor cannot change its current instantaneously. If inductor switch to charging to discharging case, current direction cannot change instantaneously, only the voltage polarity change. Or you can say inductor current IL0 minus is equal to IL0 plus. In case of inductor, current just before the switching is inductor current just after the switching. So if at t is equal to 0, there is a switching. So you can say just current just before the switching is equal to inductor current just after the switching. So inductor cannot change its current uh, instantaneously. Yes, coil. Practical example of the inductor is the coil. Every coil is a inductor. Every coil is a inductor. Inductor practical example is the coil. Either any coil, motor, generator, every coil is a inductor. There, if there is a turn, there is a inductor. In fact, straight line may be of inductor. Straight line or single turn wire is only also inductor, because if there is a flux linkage, there is a inductance. Yes, yes. If current is varying, delivering power is vary. Yes, 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 yes. Nitesh, it is say in the charging and discharging case, if you observe carefully charging and discharging case, you should see the current flowing in the inductor is from A to B. It is the charging case, it is the discharging case. So if you see carefully, current in the charging case is from A to B in the inductor. In the discharging case, current is also flow from A to B. So inductor is not changing its current in the charging and discharging case. Polarity is changing. In the charging case, A polarity is positive, B polarity is negative. In the discharging case, B polarity is positive, A polarity is negative. That means inductor change its polarity instantaneously. When the inductor switch from charging to discharging, inductor can switch their polarity immediately, but inductor cannot change its current suddenly or instantaneously. Yes, to change the current suddenly, we need to supply an impulse voltage. Yes, 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 one, but it is a second step. It is not the basic step, so that is why I am not telling. Uh, Inductor can instantaneously change current in case of the impulse signal. Yes, yes, you are correct, but it is the second step. It is not the first step. Yes, yes, Aditya, it is the just starting of the lecture. If you listen carefully the lecture, you would know how inductor current change and why IL0 minus is equal to IL0 plus. So what is the 0 minus, what is the 0 plus, I will tell you. But just for the knowledge I am giving you, for the inductor IL0 minus is equal to IL0 plus. IL0 minus is equal to IL0 plus ampere. Yes, yes, Yugender, it is due to the flux linkage. I will give you why inductor is not change its current suddenly. I will give you the reason. I will give you the reason also why inductor does not change its current instantaneously. I will give you the from the basic of the flux linkage. Okay, okay. I will tell you why. Why I will tell you. Yes, yes, yes. If there is no resistance, if there is no ideal inductor, delivering power is equal to discharging. Yes, yes. So it is the charging case, it is the discharging case. It is the case charging, it is the discharging case. So inductor, point to be noted is that inductor cannot change. Inductor cannot change its direction of the current instantaneously. Inductor cannot change its direction of the current instantaneously. Cannot change. Inductor cannot change its direction of the current instantaneously. And second point is inductor can change its polarity of the voltage instantaneously. Immediately, inductor can change its voltage polarity but cannot change instantaneously the current. Current. Only the exception, as the Jaswant is saying, only the exception is the impulse signal. If you know the signal system, exception is the impulse signal. Exception is the impulse signal. Except impulse signal, these conditions are the true. These conditions are the true. Inductor cannot change its direction of the current instantaneously, and inductor can change its polarity of the voltage instantaneously. Okay. Now come to the next one. What is the basic? Electrical equivalent of the inductor. Either inductor can be equivalent to the open circuit or short circuit. In special circumstances, inductor can be equivalent to open circuit or short circuit depending upon the which situation. When inductor is fully discharged, if inductor is fully discharged, inductor does not have any energy. If inductor is fully discharged, inductor does not have any energy, and energy is equal to half Li square. inductor is equal to half Li square. Subham is asking, sir, explain first point. It is the first point means inductor cannot change its direction of the current instantly. Okay, Subham, I will tell you. It is a very basic thing. I will tell you with the example. I will tell you how it is not possible. I will tell you. Just wait a moment. I will tell you. So if inductor is fully discharged, inductor energy is half Li square. You know very well. If I is the current, inductor energy is half Li square. If inductor is fully discharged, that means inductor current is 0. And if in case of fully discharged, if inductor is fully discharged, inductor current is 0. And if inductor current is 0, if there is no current in the inductor, so you can equivalent to the inductor as an open circuit. If there is no current flowing in the inductor, you can equivalent the inductor as open circuit. Because if there is no current flowing in the inductor, that means inductor behave like an open circuit. So you can mathematically equivalent to the open circuit if inductor have no current. If there is no current in the inductor, you can equivalent to the open circuit. So if inductor is fully discharged, you can equivalent inductor as an open circuit. So in this case, inductor behave like an open circuit because there is no current in the inductor. Second case, what is the electrical equivalent of the inductor in steady state? What is the inductor equivalent in the steady state? If in the steady state, inductor current becomes constant. In the steady state, inductor current becomes constant. Yes, euro dollar is asking, sir, could you please derive inductor? Yes. In this session, I can derive because I have time now. I can derive each and every formula. Don't worry. I will derive because these basics will be very, very essential for the circuit. So I will derive the energy formula, basic energy formula of the inductor. So when inductor is in the steady state, inductor is in the steady state, IL is equal to constant. And from the Faraday law, if VL is equal to L dIL by dt, so if you differentiate the constant, yes, in steady state means inductor is fully charged. In steady state means if inductor is fully charged. I will explain. Nitesh, I will explain everything why inductor is constant in steady state. Why inductor current becomes constant in steady state, I will explain each and everything. I will explain. Inductor is fully charged. If inductor is fully charged, that means it is in the steady state. And in the steady state, current becomes constant. And if current becomes constant, VL is equal to L dIL by dt. And differentiation of the constant is 0. Since IL is the constant, differentiation of the constant is 0. So voltage across inductor becomes 0. In steady state means, Yaswant is saying, sir, will you discuss AC transient? Yes. I will also discuss the AC transient also because we have 3 lectures. For the transient analysis, we have 3 lectures. 2 lectures today and 1 lecture on Tuesday. So overall we have the 3 lectures, 6 hours. So I will explain transient in the AC circuit also. So voltage across inductor becomes 0. Because current becomes constant, and if inductor voltage is 0, if voltage across inductor is 0, it behaves like a short circuit. Because in this case, inductor behaves like a short circuit because voltage across inductor becomes 0. In the steady state, inductor behaves like a short circuit. Yes, steady state means after a very long time. Theoretically speaking, steady state means at t is equal to infinity. Practically speaking, steady state means after a long time. and it depends on the tau. In engineering, we say if t is greater than 5 tau or 4 tau, there is a steady state. There is a steady state if time is much more than the 5 times time constant. Because after 5 time constant, response reaches 99%. 99% of the steady state. And if uh, response reaches 99% of the final value, we assume that it is a steady state. Sometime you say it is a 4 tau, sometime it is a 5 tau. Saurabh is saying, sir, please practice more question on this topic because this is my view. Okay, Saurabh. Okay, Saurabh, okay. According to me, Saurabh, this topic is very, very easy. I will give you the method by which you can analyze the transient analysis in a very easy manner. Yes, Arun is asking very fundamental question. How inductor store energy and resistor consume energy? Okay, okay, okay. Consume energy. Yes, yes. Mahesh is saying if I is equal to 0, energy is also 0. Yes, yes. Very good. Yes, Sivansh is saying how 5 tau is coming. I will express. Yes, yes. Yeah, now I think it is okay. It is okay. It is okay now because yes, it is okay. Yes, it is now fine. It is fine now. It is the A. It is the B. Yes, yes, yes. So it is the switch. It is the switch, and it is the switching on condition. This condition is called the switching on condition. Switching on condition. Yes, yes. It is the previous slide. Abhijit is saying something, sir, in both V at L is 0. No, 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 no. In this case, voltage is not 0. Abhijit, basically, in this case, current is 0, not the voltage. Open circuit, current is 0, not the voltage. There is a voltage. There is a voltage applied. V is not equal to 0. V is not equal to 0 in this case. In this case, only current is 0. If there is a open circuit, you can't say there is a voltage 0. There may be voltage, but current is 0. In the open circuit, only current is 0, not the voltage. This I is 0, but there is a voltage. There is a voltage in this case. Uh, yes, it is the first case. Short circuit. Okay, okay. Uh, Mahesh is asking about the short circuit. If I explain the short circuit, in the steady state, current become constant. How it is constant? I will explain. I will explain in steady state inductor current is constant. I will explain how it is possible. I will explain. But if you assume that inductor current is constant in the steady state, differentiation of the constant becomes 0. And if you differentiate a constant quantity, voltage becomes 0. Because IL is equal to the constant. If ILT is equal to the constant, and if you differentiate d by dt of k, the constant differentiation is 0. So L into 0 becomes 0. So VL becomes 0. VL becomes 0. Some students saying, sir, it is buffering. But from my side, it is not buffering. My side, there is a buffering for some time, but it is not buffering now. It is not buffering now. So it is the second case when inductor behave like a short circuit. Abhijit is saying if IL is 0, so VL. No, 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 no. There is no relation like IL is equal to IL into L is equal to VL. Abhijit, there is no relation directly if IL is 0, VL is 0. You can't say. You cannot say IL is not. Okay, I will explain. I will explain. I think you are saying if IL is 0, differentiation of the 0 is 0. So there is no, it is not the condition. Naga is asking, sir, how can we say whether inductor is charged or discharged? Okay. I will explain this much. I will explain. Certainly, I will explain whether inductor is charged or discharged. We will say from the figure, we can say certainly whether inductor is charged or discharged. It is very easy to recognize whether inductor is charged or discharged. I will tell you. Yes, what is the switch? Switch, it is the switch, and this symbol of the switch is switching on. That means switching on or closing the switch, closing the contact, contact of the switch. That means equivalent. This switching on equivalent means we are connecting the terminals. That is the meaning of the switching on. When I say switching is on, that means switch is at this position. Switch is at this position. We say switch at this position. Okay, it is the A and B. So if we connect this switch at this time, this is called the switching on. It is the switching off. It is the switching off condition. Switching off means, equivalent of the switching off means we are disconnecting the contact. We are disconnecting the contact. Equivalent of the switching off means we are coming to this position. Switching off means initially it was connected and we are opening the switch. Switching off means opening the contact. Opening the contact. No. Switching is not related to the charging and discharging. It depends on the circuit. It depends on the circuit whether it will charge or discharge. We can say from the circuit. But just I am giving you the what is the switch. What is the switch, and from this symbol, because in the static figure we give only the symbol. From this symbol you can understood that whether switch is opening or closing. So if arrow is like this, if arrow is in this direction, that means we are opening the contact, and if arrow is in this direction, that means we are closing the contact. We are closing the contact. Now it is the capacitor. Now I will explain each and everything from the capacitor point of view, because in the inductor point of view sometimes student does not know about the flux, but they certainly understood about the charge. So if there is no charge, inductor store the energy in terms of the charge. So basics of the capacitor is, charge across the capacitor. Charge across the capacitor is equal to C dV by dt, CVT. Q is equal to CV. Charge across capacitor. If we apply the voltage across the capacitor, it will charge. If we apply the voltage across capacitor, it will charge. And the charge across the capacitor is C into voltage. Q is equal to CV. Q is equal to CV. So if I apply, if I differentiate this, dq by dt is equal to C dV by dt. dq by dt can be say, you can say dq by dt is the IT. So it is the IT is equal to C dVt by dt. This is the KCL relation for the inductor. Saurabh is asking, switch also affect on inductor and capacitor, not the value. Switch cannot affect the value of the inductor or capacitor. It can only affect in terms of the current or voltage. Switching can affect only in terms of the voltage and current, not in terms of the capacitor or inductor value. Switching cannot affect the values of the capacitor or the inductor. It can only affect in terms of the voltage and current. So IT is equal to C dV by dt. IT is equal to C dV by dt. Okay, Sivansh, I will discuss. So it is the charging basic of the capacitor, and it is the case of charging. it is the case of discharging. Again same, if current is flowing into the plus polarity, if current is flowing into the plus polarity, it is a charging case. If current is away from the plus polarity, it is the discharging case. It is the discharging case. If current is away from the plus polarity, it is the discharging case. It is the charging case. Yes, yes, it is the basic switch, not related to the inductor. Yes, yes, it is the basic switching, not related to the inductor. So charging is the plus minus. So inductor does not change its polarity. The charging and discharging in this case, polarity remains same. Polarity remains same, only the current direction change. So inductor in the charging case and discharging case does not change its polarity immediately. The capacitor can change the current immediately. In the case of capacitor, the polarity of the capacitor does not change immediately. Only the current direction can change immediately. So when capacitor switch over from the charging or discharging, it can only change its current direction, not the polarity. Okay, Yaswant is saying, sir, in the DC circuit analysis, we open circuit the capacitor, right? We open circuit the capacitor in the steady state. We open circuit the capacitor in the steady state. Uh, it is not open circuit. Actually, student might think that a capacitor is open circuit. It is not true. Basically, if students think that a capacitor is opening, no, no. It is equivalent to the open circuit because there is no current flowing in the capacitor. We can equivalent. We can mathematically equivalent to the open circuit. Otherwise, in actual, capacitor is not open circuit. There is a voltage across. Okay, I am explaining. I am explaining everything. So in the case of charging and in the case of discharging, current direction is changing immediately, not the polarity. Polarity is same in both the cases. Polarity of the voltage is same in both the cases, only the direction of the current changes. So capacitor cannot change its polarity of the voltage instantaneously. Capacitor can change its direction of the current instantaneously. Yes, now I am giving you the first case. Now I am giving you the second case when capacitor is in the steady state. If the capacitor in the steady state, what will happen? What will happen? Kalyani is asking capacitor block DC, allow AC. Yes, yes. When? In the series. If capacitor is connected in series, it will block the DC and allow the AC. Okay, okay, it is the last slide. It is the last slide. Okay, now discuss this one. I am giving you the some basic. Some basic I will give you. Suppose that this is a situation. It is a situation. There is a voltage source, and there is a switch. Now switch is open. Switch is open. We have not connected the switch. So far we have not connected the switch. It is the capacitor and it is the resistance. Suppose that you should assume this is a situation. So if the switch is open, this voltage is not connected to the capacitor. So and capacitor is the fresh, means there is no initial charge stored in the capacitor. If there is no charge across the capacitor, what is the capacitor behavior? Q is equal to CV. You know very well. Q is equal to CV. So at starting, before charging the capacitor, before charging the capacitor, before charging the capacitor, before charging the capacitor, yes, yes, today in the session there is bubbling in this session. Yes, 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 Dev, I think there is some problem. because today's session there is a buffering. Yes, yes. Yaswant is saying Sundays are getting completely frustrated with buffering. Yes, it is buffering. Why it is buffering, I don't know. Because I have 200 Mbps connection. My connection is 200 Mbps, so it is not buffering from my side. I think there is a technical something. Yes, yes. Sri Ramya is saying video quality not good, sir. Okay, okay. Now it is fine. So before charging the capacitor, before charging the capacitor, before charging the capacitor, V is equal to 0. V is equal to 0 or Q is equal to 0. Q, charge is equal to 0. If there is no charge across the capacitor, before charging the capacitor, the charge across the capacitor is 0. And if there is no charge across the capacitor, that means there is no voltage across the capacitor. That means if there is no charge, if you put Q is equal to 0, C is finite. Capacitance value depends on the its physical dimension. You know, for parallel plate capacitor, C is equal to epsilon naught A divided by D into epsilon R if there is a dielectric field in between. So capacitance of a capacitor depends on its physical parameter. So capacitance is non-zero always. And if there is no charge across the capacitor, that means guaranteed voltage is 0. So there is no voltage across the capacitor. And if there is no voltage across the capacitor, capacitor behave like a short circuit. Because you know, short circuit voltage is replaced by 0. So mathematically, it is not physically. You are not short circuiting the capacitor by the wire. You are not short circuiting the capacitor by the wire. It is the mathematical equivalent. Basically, there is a capacitor intact. There is a capacitor in there, but it is behaving like a short circuit. So mathematically equivalent of the capacitor, if capacitor is fully discharged, it is the voltage across 0. Their voltage across capacitor is 0. Capacitor voltage is 0. Yes. Switch open means there is no current flowing in the capacitor. There is no current flowing in the capacitor because there is a switch open. And if there is a switch open, there is no current in the capacitor. So capacitor behave like a short circuit. So if capacitor is initially discharged, that means capacitor behave like a short circuit because voltage becomes 0. Voltage across the capacitor is 0. Now I take the second case. This analysis is Nihar, I will give you the AC transient in detail. So don't worry, I will discuss the AC transient also. But I want to give you some basic. Before starting the lecture, I want to give you some basic. That is why I am telling you. Now what will happen? If I close the switch, if I close the switch for a very long time, if I close the switch very long time, there is a current flow. There is a current flow in the capacitor. And if there is a current flow, that means we are giving the charge. We are giving the charge to the capacitor. And if we are giving the charge to the capacitor, the voltage across capacitor start increasing. The voltage across capacitor start increasing because there is a charge. Now, if we close the switch, that means we are supplying the current to the capacitor. And current means charge because differentiation of the current is charge, or charge is the accumulation of the current. Charge is the integration of the current. So if we applying the current to the capacitor, that means we are giving the charge. And if we are giving the charge to the capacitor, that means voltage is building up now. If Q is increasing, that means voltage can increase. But according to the KVL, this capacitor voltage cannot be beyond V. The maximum voltage the capacitor can have is the V volt. Because according to the KVL, if we supply the V voltage from the battery, capacitor voltage cannot be greater than V because it is the KVL rule. So highest voltage across the capacitor is the V volt. And if highest voltage across the capacitor is V volt, the charge becomes the constant. Charge becomes the constant because V is the constant. And if V is equal to constant, C is already constant. So Q is equal to C into V. So in steady state, voltage become constant because the capacitor voltage becomes equal to the supply voltage. After fully charged, capacitor voltage is equal to the supply voltage in this case. And if capacitor voltage becomes the supply voltage, and supply voltage is not AC, it is the DC. In case of AC, it is ever changing. It is ever changing in case of AC, but in the case of DC, it is the constant. The difference between the AC voltage and the DC voltage is in case of DC voltage, voltage remains constant with respect to time. But in the case of AC, voltage change everlasting in case of the AC. So if there is no constant voltage in the case of AC, so capacitor will not fully charge in the case of AC. But in the case of DC, capacitor will fully charge. So if capacitor will fully charge in the case of capacitor DC case, so charge become constant. And if capacitor charge become constant, so I is equal to C dV by dt. You know, in steady state, if the capacitor is in the steady state, voltage becomes constant. After full charge, it is only for the DC. Supply. If capacitor is in the steady state, voltage across capacitor becomes constant. And if voltage across capacitor becomes constant, the differentiation of the constant becomes 0. So capacitor current becomes 0. And if capacitor current becomes 0, it is behaving like a open circuit. So in steady state, if capacitor current is 0, it is electrical equivalent to the open circuit. Although there is a very much capacitor intact there, but only current is 0. But it does not mean voltage is 0. Voltage is still there because capacitor voltage is a constant one. In the steady state, capacitor voltage is the constant, but differentiation of the constant becomes 0. Therefore, current becomes 0. So current becomes 0. That does not mean voltage becomes 0. Voltage is still there. Voltage across capacitor is still there if the capacitor is fully charged. If capacitor is fully charged, that means voltage is there, but there is no current. Yes. So in this case, capacitor behave like an open circuit. In steady state, when capacitor is fully charged, capacitor behave like an open circuit. Yes. Nikhil is saying sudden change of the voltage occurs, then current tends to infinity. Basically, Nikhil, you are telling like this. If sudden voltage change means voltage change in zero time. Voltage change in 0 time, but practically voltage change in finite time. Practically either it is this time is a millisecond or microsecond or nanosecond, but it never 0. Practically voltage change in a finite time. And if practically voltage change in the finite time, dV by dt can never be infinity. dV by dt can never be infinity in the practical case. Theoretically, you can say if you change the voltage in the 0 time, if you change the voltage in 0 time, dV by dt becomes infinity. If it is the Vt versus t graph, dV by dt becomes the infinity. But it is a theoretical case because for changing the voltage, every voltage source, for changing the voltage, it takes some time. If it is taking the time, dV by dt never becomes infinity. Greece Reddy is saying after charging fully to the plus Q, then it would not allow current, which means there is a repelling of the charge from the positive, causes the half CV square. No, there is no loss. Because current always flow from high voltage to low voltage. So if there is a voltage source, and suppose that there is a resistance, it is the switch, and capacitor fully charged. After capacitor becomes, it is the V volt. Supply voltage is the V volt, and capacitor is also the V volt. After fully charged, capacitor becomes the V volt. So if you apply the nodal, this terminal voltage is V, this terminal voltage is V. And a resistance, in the resistance, current always flow from high voltage to low voltage. If it is V volt, I is 0. Because V minus V upon R, is equal to 0 ampere, because both the terminal have the same voltage. Capacitor have the V volt and resistance, this battery source have the V volt. After full charge, capacitor voltage becomes V, and if supply voltage and capacitor voltage become same, there is no voltage difference across the resistance. And if there is no voltage difference across the resistance, current becomes zero. Current becomes zero. Yaswant, it is a hypothetical question. It is a hypothetical question. In the case of capacitor, if you are not connected the resistance, that means current becomes infinity. If you apply the voltage source directly, if you apply the voltage source with the ideal capacitor, with the ideal capacitor, it is buffering, it is buffering. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes, my dear, I know it is buffering. Okay, now it is okay. It is buffering for a very short duration. It is buffering for a very short duration. Okay, okay, I am explaining once again. I am explaining once again. Arun, you can refresh. You refresh. Okay, okay, you can refresh the video. If there is a voltage, if there is a voltage connected across the ideal capacitor, current will becomes the infinity. Current will becomes very high and it will damage the capacitor or it may damage the source. It is not the practical situation. It is not the practical situation, because if you apply the voltage, if you apply the voltage of the capacitor, immediately it will charge with the full voltage. But for a very short duration, current will flow infinity. That is not the case. So always there is a resistance. Always practically there is a resistance at the source side or the capacitor side. Always there is a resistance. It is the ideal case if the capacitor is the ideal. Okay, it is the equivalent when capacitor is fully discharged. I have already explained, if capacitor is fully discharged, that means Q is 0, and if charge across the capacitor is 0, that means voltage is 0. If capacitor is fully discharged, that means voltage across capacitor is 0, and if voltage across capacitor is 0, it behave like a short circuit. It behave like a short circuit. Yes, it is the internal resistance. Yes, always there is an internal resistance. So, what is the basic? You must know the basic. You must know the basic. What is the basic? Inductor cannot change its current instantaneously. The IL0 minus is equal to IL0 plus. In the case of inductor, IL0 minus is equal to IL0 plus. Yes, yes, Subham, if there is no resistance across the in the series of the capacitor, momentarily current is very high. Momentarily current is very high of the capacitor, that will damage the source or may damage the capacitor. So IL0 minus is equal to IL0 plus. IL0 minus is equal to IL0 plus for inductor. For inductor, 0 minus is just before the switching. 0 plus means T is equal to 0 is at switching. At switching, T is equal to 0 minus means just before switching. Just before switching. And T is equal to 0 plus means just after switching. Just after switching. Just after switching. It is just before switching, it is just after switching. Negative means just before switching. That means if we are switching, if we are closing the switching, that means just before closing the switch, just before closing the switch, either it may be microsecond before or millisecond before or nanosecond before. That means if I am closing the switch, that means just before closing the switch. And if T0 place means just after closing the switch, just after closing the switch. 0 minus means minus 0. Minus 0 is different, 0 minus is different. Minus 0 is different, 0 minus is different. 0 minus means just before switching. Yes, just before switching. Okay. Now I am taking some questions. I am taking some questions now. I am taking some questions now. This is the circuit. This is the circuit. Initially switch was closed. Initially switch was closed because the symbol of the switch is like this. Symbol of the switch is like this. That means initially switch was closed. Now we are opening the switch at t is equal to 0. At t is equal to 0, we are opening the switch. So initially switch was closed. Initially switch was closed. Switch was closed at t is equal to 0. It is open at 0. Yes, it is. Subham is giving the answer. Subham is giving the answer of this question. Yes, Subham is giving the answer. Yaswant is saying inductor and capacitor does not allow sudden change. Only grade up students can allow sudden video change. Okay, okay. D option is the correct option. Okay, I am solving. Initially switch was closed and it is open at t is equal to 0. So when switch was closed for a long time. So before switching, first we discuss the before switching, because we know IL0 plus is equal to IL0 minus. We know IL0 plus inductor current just after the switching is inductor current just before switching. We know inductor current just after switching is inductor current just before switching. And if we know inductor current just after switching is inductor current just before switching, that means we should calculate the inductor current just before switching. So when inductor current was switch was closed, because we are opening the switch at t is equal to 0, we are from this symbol we can say we are opening the switch at t is equal to 0. And if we are opening the switch at t is equal to 0, yes Nitesh, it is very easy. At t is equal to 0, arrow arrow is upwards, arrow is upwards, that means we are opening the switch. And if t is equal to 0, we are opening the switch. If at t is equal to 0, we are opening the switch, that means before switching, switch was closed. That means before switching, before t is equal to 0, switch was closed. It means before switching, it was closed. So if I draw the electrical equivalent at t is equal to 0 minus, if I draw the equivalent at t is equal to 0 minus, means before switching it was closed. And if before switching it was closed, so inductor is connected with the source. This inductor before switching was connected to the source. And if this inductor before switching was connected with the source, that means it will full charge. Before switching, inductor was full charge. And if inductor was full charge, that means inductor current is the constant. And if inductor current is constant, inductor behave like a short circuit. If inductor is full charge, inductor behave like a short circuit, because V is equal to L di by dt. And in the steady state, inductor current is constant. And if inductor current is constant, that means inductor voltage becomes 0. And inductor voltage becomes 0, it will behave like a short circuit. And it will behave like a short circuit means you should calculate this current. Now it is a network question. Now it is a very network question. You can calculate this branch current. You can calculate this branch current. So 16 and 0 are in parallel. 16 and 0 parallel is 0. So this resistance is the redundant. And if this resistance is redundant, 0 plus 4 is the 4, 4 and 12 in the parallel. 4 and 12 parallel means 4 multiplied by 12 upon 4 plus 12. So it is the 48 upon 16 is the 3 ohm. And this equivalent resistance is 3, 3 plus 2 is the 5. So total resistance from this terminal, total resistance is the 5 ohm. And 40 upon 5 becomes the 8 ampere. 40 divided by R equivalent is the 5, it is the 8 ampere. And if this current is the 8 ampere, it will divide into two parts. It will divide into two parts. If you apply the current division rule, this current is the 6 ampere and this current is the 2 ampere. Because voltage remains same. In the parallel, voltage remains same. 6 4 ja 24, 12 2 ja 24. Or you can apply the current division. And this 6 ampere, because there is a direct short circuit across the 16 ohm, so this current is the 0. There is no current in the 16 ohm. All the current will pass through the short circuit. So IL0 minus is equal to 6 ampere, because we have to calculate the inductor current. Supply current is the 8 ampere, but inductor current is the 6 ampere. Out of this 8, 2 will divert here, 6 will go into the inductor. So IL0 minus we can say it is a 6 ampere. And if IL0 minus is 6 ampere, IL0 plus is equal to IL0 minus is equal to 6 ampere. So correct answer is the 6 ampere. 6 ampere is the correct answer. Last answer is the 6 ampere. So inductor current just after switching is the 6 ampere. Yes, Arun, it is the 6 ampere current. Total current is the 8. Out of 8, 2 will go there, 6 will go there. Yes. Naga is asking how we can calculate DIL0 plus by dt. Okay, I will take this question also. Naga, I will take these questions also. How we can calculate the differentiation of the current at t is equal to 0 plus. I will give you that method also. It is also very easy. Okay, give me the answer of this question. Give the answer of this question. What inductor current at steady state? What is the inductor current in the steady state? Again, there is a buffering issue. Again, yes, there is a buffering. It is not from our internet connection. It is from the back end. Anjana is asking very good question. Actually, steady state is when t is equal to infinity, but there it is that 0 plus. How taken short circuit? Okay, okay. This question, Anjana query is regarding this question. We are calculating the t is equal to 0 minus. We are calculating the t is equal to 0 minus. We are calculating at t is equal to 0 minus and we are taking the steady state condition. Anjana, it is the steady state condition before switching. Before opening the switch, it was closed for a very long time. Switch was closed for a very long time. And if this 40 volt source is connected with the inductor for a very long time, because Anjana, before switching, when the switch was closed for a long time, and before switching, inductor was connected with a voltage source for a very long time. So steady state means inductor is connected with the supply for a long time. Steady state means inductor or capacitor is connected. Inductor or capacitor is connected. Charging steady state means inductor or capacitor is connected from a source for a long time. From a source for a long time. If they are connected with a source, if the inductor or capacitor connected with a source for a very long time, either it is the switching on or switching off. So before switching off, inductor was connected for a very long time with the 40 volt source. And if this inductor is connected with this voltage source before switching, if it was connected with the 40 volt source for a very long time, it is the 6 ampere. Yes, students are, I think, giving the answer of this question. What is the current through inductor at steady state? You have to calculate current in the steady state after a long time. So we are connecting the switch at t equal to 0. And we are connecting the switch at t is equal to 0. If we are connecting that t is equal to 0, that means this kind of calculation and when it is buffering. It is first time in my session. It is buffering from my side. It is buffering from the backend side. Otherwise, our internet connection is very high. Yes, it is. Why it is buffering, I don't know. I don't know why it is buffering, and voice is also cracking. Yes, yes, yes. Subham, you should have a patience because if first time transient behave like a yes, yes, Subham, don't worry. It is just starting. It is a conceptual topic. Just you should have a patience. Yes, Dev is giving the 11 ampere. 11 ampere is not correct. 11 ampere is not correct in this case. I am solving. I am solving. So if you say, we have to calculate current through inductor at steady state or at t is equal to infinity, and at t is equal to 0. At t is equal to 0, we are closing the switch. The contact is like this. The switch contact is like this. That means we are closing the contact at t is equal to 0. We are closing the contact at t is equal to 0. And if we are closing the contact at t is equal to 0, that means after switching on, after t is equal to 0, source will connected with the inductor. This current source will connect with the inductor. And if source is connected with the inductor for a long time, if source is connected after the switching on, if source is connected with the inductor for a long time, because we are calculating at the infinity, that means for a long time. If the switch is connected for a long time with the inductor finally behave like a short circuit, because inductor is in the steady state. Inductor in the steady state, so inductor behave like a short circuit. And if this inductor behave like a short circuit, you should calculate this current. And you calculate this current, this 36 and 5, all three resistance are in parallel. And if all three resistance are in parallel, you can apply the current division rule. 12 ampere is dividing into three parallel resistance. And if 12 ampere current is dividing into three parallel resistance, you apply the current division rule. And if you apply the current division rule, what is the inductor current? Inductor current at infinity is equal to total current 12 ampere into reciprocal of the concerned resistance 1 by 5 divided by sum of the reciprocal resistance 1 by 30 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 5. If you solve, you get the answer. It is the current division rule. I have applied the current division rule. Okay, Shivans, I will tell you how it is a short circuit. I will again tell you. And these three resistance are in the parallel. These three resistance are in the parallel because they are connected at one point and again they are connected at the one point. After inductor becomes short circuit, these three resistance are connected at one point and these three resistance are connected at this point. So they three resistance are in the parallel and they are also parallel with the current source. So you can apply the current division rule. 12 into 1 by 5 divided by, if you take the LCM 36 5, you get the 30 LCM. 30 1 ja 30, 6 5 ja 30 and 5 6 ja 30. So you get the answer 12 into 1 by 5 into 30 by 12. So 12 cancelled out, 5 6 ja 30. So correct answer is the 6 ampere. Correct answer is the 6 ampere. Okay, Yaswant. First, I want to give you the basic. Once you know the basic of the transient, you can solve very easily. You can solve very easily. So correct answer, Vikas is saying 30 upon 60. 30 upon 60. Okay. Yes, 30 upon 60. 12 5 is 60. 30 upon 60 into 12. You get the 6 ampere. Yes, very good. Very good, Vikas. It is the 30 upon 60 into 12 is the 6 ampere. Yes, 30 and 6 you can take the direct parallel. You can take direct parallel 30 and 6. 30 into 6 upon 36. 6 6 the 36, 6 5 the 30. So this resistance becomes the 5 ohm. And if it is 5 ohm, it is 5 ohm. Current will divide half and half. If equivalent of 30 and 6 is the 5 and this is 5, you can calculate the current division rule direct, half and half. Yes. Biram Pawan, it is also okay. Yes, it is a very good idea. Okay. Now give me the answer of this inductor current. What is the inductor current at 0 plus and infinity? We are closing the switch at t is equal to, we are closing the switch at t equal to 0. It is crossing. There is a problem in the previous session. हेलो, बहुत ज्यादा बफरिंग हो रही है आज सेशन में, बीच बीच में बहुत ज्यादा है। मैंने क्लास चल रही है, बीच में मतलब 10 टाइम्स ही बफरिंग हो चुकी है, बिल्कुल 5-5 मिनट बाद हो रही है। एक बार चेक करा लो, सेशन चल रहा है बिल्कुल। ओके 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 ओके। यस। What is the charging steady state buffering noise? Okay, then it is okay now, but I am solving this question. I have already told to the backend team. They are looking for the how why it is buffering very high, very much. Okay, now I am solving this question. Uh, Students are giving the A option. Students are giving the A option. Okay, okay. Uh, Values of the IL0 plus and IL infinity respectively. So before T switching, because we know IL0 plus, we know that IL0 plus is equal to IL0 minus. Inductor current at 0 plus is inductor current at 0 minus. So IL0 minus and IL0 plus are equal. IL0 minus and IL0 plus are equal, you know very well. So if we calculate the 0 minus, zero minus means just before switching, because at t is equal to 0, we are closing the switch. At t is equal to 0, switch is closing. And if t is equal to 0, switch is closing. So at t is equal to 0 minus, switch open. At t is equal to 0, switch open. So if you make the electrical equivalent at t is equal to 0 minus, if I make the electrical equivalent at t is equal to 0 minus, what is the circuit? If I make at t is equal to 0 minus, if at t is equal to 0 minus, I make the electrical equivalent. What is the electrical equivalent? Electrical equivalent at t is equal to 0 minus. Electrical equivalent at t is equal to 0 minus is, electrical equivalent at t is equal to 0 minus is like this. It is the 10 volt. It is 2 ohm. Yes, it is asking that current at 0 plus and current at infinity. We have to calculate current at 0 plus and infinity. First we are calculating the current at 0 plus. So at t is equal to 0 plus, I am making the circuit at 0 minus. So this 24 volt, this 24 volt, and at t is equal to 0 minus switch was open. Switch was open. It is a 6 ohm, and this is a 3 ohm. This is a 3 ohm. So whether this inductor is connected with the switch or not, this inductor is connected with the source or not. So if the switch is open, because before switching, we are closing the switch at t is equal to 0. Before closing the switch, that means when switch was open, this inductor is connected with the source or not. This inductor is not connected with this source, 24 volt source, but this inductor is certainly connected with the 10 volt source. So before switching, before closing the switch, this inductor was connected with the 10 volt source. And if this inductor was connected with the 10 volt source before switching, that means inductor will charge with the 10 volt source. So inductor will behave like a short circuit, because inductor is already, before switching, inductor was already connected with the 10 volt source. So inductor will behave like a short circuit. And if inductor behave like a short circuit, you can calculate this current using the nodal analysis or using the mesh analysis. Because this branch is not, it is the open circuit, this current is 0, and if this current is 0, this I current will flow in this mesh. And if you apply the KVL, you get the answer. 2I, this I current, this I current, this is the I, and this I1 is 0. This current is 0 because there is a open circuit. Before closing the switch, there is open circuit of this branch. So this branch current is 0, and if you apply the KVL, you get the answer. If I apply the KVL, 2I minus K10 plus 3I is equal to 0. So 5I is equal to 10, I is equal to 2 ampere. So before closing the switch, inductor current was the 2 ampere. Before closing the switch, inductor current was the 2 ampere. So if before closing the switch, inductor current was 2 ampere, that means just after closing the switch, is equal to just before closing the switch. Just after closing the switch, inductor current is just before closing the switch. So just after closing the switch of the inductor current is 2 ampere. 2 ampere. So IL0 plus is equal to 2 ampere. Kalyani is saying, sir, can you please explain when we need to apply short circuit and open circuit at T? Okay. It is very easy. If inductor is not connected, yes, Kalyani, in a single line you can say, if inductor is not connected, with the source, if it is not connected with the source, it is behave like an open circuit. And if it is connected for a long time, with the source, it is behaving like a short circuit. It is a very easy. In this case of inductor, if it is not connected with the source, it is behaving like an open circuit. If it is connected for a long time with the source, it is behaving like a short circuit. Yes, Sindhu, I am explaining this question. Payal, I think you are getting the point. Before closing the switch, if inductor is connected with the source for a long time, before closing the switch, this inductor was connected with this 10 volt source for a very long time. So it is behaving like a short circuit. Pawan is asking very basic question, why we use inductor in the electrical circuit. There are many applications. Pawan, there are many applications of the inductor. It is used to generate the magnetic field. Inductor in the machine. If I say for the generator, motor or transformer, it is for generate the magnetic field. It is used to remove the current ripples. There are many applications of inductor. Yes, this question can be solved using KVL. You don't need Yes, it is again buffering. It is again buffering. You can solve this question. You can solve this question using the using the KCL. If you apply this question using the KCL, yes, you can solve this question using the KCL. This is the reference node. This is the reference node. This node is the reference node, and this voltage is the V volt. This voltage is the V volt. So this voltage is the V minus 10. Negative plate potential plus battery potential is equal to positive plate potential. It is the V minus 10. So this current is the V minus 10 by 2. V minus 10 by 2. This current is the V by 3. V by 3 is equal to 0. If you take the LCM 6, you get the answer. 3V minus 30 plus 2V is equal to 0. 5V is equal to 30. V is equal to 6 volt. And if V is equal to 6 volt, 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 is the 2 ampere. You can calculate because this 3 ohm current and inductor current are same. So it is the 2 ampere. 2 ampere. It is the 2 ampere. Yes. Lithika is saying voice is not clear because of the buffering. Yes, yes. Because of the buffering, voice is breaking. Sindhu is saying voice is breaking. Okay, okay. There is a buffering issue in this session. Yes, Pawan is asking, sir, once again, application of the inductor in electrical circuit. Pawan, if your branch is electronics, if your branch is electronics, then inductor is mainly used to filter the ripple current. Filter the ripple current. Ripple current. Inductor is used. If you are the electrical students, mainly inductor is used in the machine. Inductor is used in the machine for magnetizing purpose. For magnetization, we use the inductor, and there are many applications in the power system also. Okay, now I am again explaining. It is very easy. So if you go with the basic, we have to calculate current, inductor current at 0 minus. So inductor current is 0 plus. It is buffering. It is again it is buffering. Okay, in that case, I am closing the class. I will take the session in the next class. I am closing the class because that is very much buffering. So I am closing the class. I will take the class after this issue is removed. Okay, okay. I am closing the class because there is a so buffering issue. There is so much buffering issue. So I am Okay, I am closing this session. I am closing the session. I will take the class at 5. I will closing the switch class. I will take the class at 5 p.m. Yes, yes. I will take the class at 5 p.m. Okay, Dev. It is if it is possible, I can take 4:30. But next class is at 5. I can proceed beyond 7. I will proceed the class beyond 7. Now I am closing the class. And next I will class. Next class is at 5 p.m. I will take the class at 5 p.m. Yes, it is still buffering. It is still buffering. I am closing the class. Yes, yes.